The name Al Capone is synonymous with organized crime, violence, and corruption. But what really made this man famous? In this video, I'll take you through his life from humble beginnings to his rise to infamy. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn about the man who was public enemy number one. Alphonse Gabriel Capone was born on January 17, 1899 in Brooklyn, New York. His father was an Italian immigrant who worked as a streetcar conductor, and his mother was a homemaker. From an early age, Capone was involved in petty crime, and by his early 20s, he was a member of the Five Points gang in New York City. In the 1920s, Capone moved to Chicago and became involved in bootlegging, the illegal production and sale of alcohol. During this time, the United States was in the midst of the Prohibition era, which had banned the consumption and sale of alcohol. However, this did not stop Capone and his gang from supplying the public with their favorite liquor. In fact, it only made them more determined. Capone's gang was involved in some of the most heinous crimes, including murder, arson, and extortion. They ruled the streets of Chicago with an iron fist, and anyone who got in their way was met with swift and brutal punishment. One of Capone's biggest rivals was another Chicago gangster named Bugs Moran. Moran was the leader of the North Side Gang, and he challenged Capone's authority in the underworld. The two gangs fought a bloody gang war that resulted in dozens of deaths on both sides. The rivalry between Capone and Moran would culminate in one of the most infamous events in organized crime history, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. On February 14, 1929, 7 members of Moran's gang were lined up and shot to death by Capone's men. This event shocked the nation and brought Capone's name to the forefront of public consciousness. Although Capone was never convicted for the massacre, the public outcry forced law enforcement officials to take action against him. As the heat from law enforcement intensified, Capone's criminal empire began to crumble. He was eventually arrested and convicted for tax evasion in 1931. He served 11 years in federal prison before being released in 1946. Despite his notoriety, Capone's health had been in decline for several years. He suffered from syphilis, which had left him impotent and mentally unstable. Capone died on January 25, 1947, at the age of 48. He was buried in an unmarked grave in Mount Carmel Cemetery in Queens, New York. Although Capone's reign of terror came to an end nearly a century ago, his legacy continues to live on in popular culture. He has been portrayed by numerous actors, including James Cagney, Robert De Niro, and Joe Mantegna. In addition, there are countless books, documentaries, and TV shows that have been produced about his life and crimes. What did you find most surprising about Al Capone's life? Let me know in the comments below, and if you'd like to learn more about notorious criminals, be sure to check out my next video on the topic.